Hey guys, it's Diane Magnolia. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of the video, cat's out of the bag. David and I are getting divorced, which is still crazy to say out loud. My extended family doesn't even know about this. Just my immediate family and some close friends that were very heavily involved in my life. So I don't really know how to go about this. I mean, I was really, I still am scared to make this video just because I feel like no matter what I do or what I say, I'm going to face some form of criticism. Whether it's because I'm not sad enough or too sad, not happy enough or too happy, not calm enough or too calm, not serious enough or too serious, don't give enough detail or give too much detail. I'm telling you all this too soon or not soon enough, because I'm telling everyone over video instead of reaching out one by one and telling everyone. It's a lose-lose scenario. But I mean, I already lost my husband in my marriage, so I guess there's not much else I can lose in this situation. So it's been about 2.5 months since we separated. That's the real reason I came to Pittsburgh. My parents were moving here because of my dad's job, and I just felt it was best for me to come with them instead of staying in Utah and having to figure things out there. I have friends and family that I could have stayed with, but this was just what I felt was best. Obviously, my immediate family knew right away the day it happened. My dad, yeah, no, he was still in Salt Lake. Was he? Yeah, I think he was. My sister was off at college, so I'm trying to remember. I can't remember exactly, just because that wasn't really my main focus. No, my sister was there actually. And my parents were staying with my aunt at the time, so obviously she had to know, but outside of them, and some friends that helped me move my stuff out, I didn't talk to anybody. When we separated initially, we kind of came to this agreement that we would take some time apart and work on ourselves individually, and then come together in a while and try to work on our marriage. But ultimately, that about a month later turned into us officially deciding to get divorced. We're still not divorced. He, I guess, is figuring out all that paperwork. I have too much going on to be able to worry about filing, and I was in no rush to do so. So if he wants to handle that, that's fine. I mean, it's gonna happen either way. Sorry, I'm trying to not fidget too much. Yeah, so I'm not really gonna get into details, at least not right now. I wasn't ready to talk about it at all until now. I've definitely been going through all the stages of grief, and now I'm in acceptance. Obviously, I still get sad about it. Like just yesterday, I had a really down day, and I was missing him really badly. Sometimes that just happens, you know, it's up and down. Can't always be 100% okay. But I was describing this to someone as, when it initially happened, it was like a hurricane that just overwhelmed me and completely destroyed me. For about the first month, that's how it felt, is like a hurricane. And then that became more of a, just like a bad thunderstorm. Not so, still rainy, still not fun, but not so severe. And now it's more of a light rain, I guess. Most of the time now I'm fine. I've been taking really, really good care of myself. My parents have been taking care of me. Luckily, I had been in therapy for a few months when this happened, so I already had that relationship built with my therapist, and we had already been working on self-love and just me taking better care of myself and managing my depression and anxiety. So I'm really, really grateful for all that and for all the tools I already had to be able to get through this. Otherwise, I mean, this was hard anyways. It would have been a lot harder to deal with. It's a sad thing. It's definitely a sad thing, but basically we're just better off apart. And it still makes me sad that this is how our marriage ended up, because obviously I didn't marry him with the idea of like, oh, in just a little over a year we're gonna get separated and decide to get a divorce. No, obviously I was ready 100% for marriage. Completely in love with him. I'm in love with him. I still love him more than I've ever loved anyone. And I don't think it's gonna go away. And I still miss him, not just as my husband, but as my friend. Especially because I don't know anyone here in Pittsburgh. It's been really hard. But I'm just really blessed to have the support system that I have, and to have been a strong enough person to handle it when it did happen. Because if this had happened 6 months earlier, I don't think I would have survived it. Or at least I think it would have taken me a lot longer to accept it and find peace. It's very hard to describe how all of this feels to someone who hasn't experienced it. But when it first happened, literally minute by minute, I would go from anger to denial to sadness to depression to feeling numb to being okay. Just minute by minute it would switch, and then that progressively moved to hour by hour, day by day, and now most of the time I'm okay. But it is hard to talk about still. Obviously, I can talk about it without getting too emotional, but the more I talk about it, the more emotional I get. So I'm gonna keep this decently short. On the one hand, it is sad that this happened so soon, but at the same time, I'm glad, because, you know, we don't have kids, we don't have a house to like fight over, we don't really have any belongings. We were very easily able to separate what I brought into the marriage and what he brought into the marriage. And I didn't invest decades of my life into this marriage. I'm sure I would have been a lot more heartbroken had it been the case. We were still newlyweds, and that just, it is what it is. But at least I still love him, and I still care about him and want the best for him, even if that's with someone else.